Not a whole lot of cars on the road right now. Really quiet back here the further west you get towards the Hudson. All of these right here to my left. Massive, massive residential buildings. We're now in Hell's Kitchen. Hey there, peeps. Good morning. Coming at you with another NYC morning commute ride where we explore different parts of the city and go on rides to see what it's like as New York City's waking up and headed out on their commute to work. On today's ride, we're gonna check out a little bit of the Upper West Side, some of the quieter parts, just to get a sense of how quiet they really can get even at this time of day, or specifically at this time of day, I should say. Still in the 6 o'clock range here, and so folks I don't even think are gonna be necessarily even on their commutes to work yet, so you'll really get the sense of how quiet we're talking. We're gonna start here in the Upper West Side and end in Hell's Kitchen today. These are still a couple of the more popular avenues, high traffic avenues in the Upper West Side. We just crossed over Columbus Avenue and we're here now crossing on Amsterdam. You can see the school buses. Dropping all the kids off at school. It's a very popular area, the Upper West Side, for schools. There are a ton up here. Not a whole lot of cars on the road right now. Gonna let this bus go. Really quiet back here the further west you get towards the Hudson. Cuts down on a lot of the throughway traffic. Now we're on Riverside Drive here, which is a really beautiful place to walk or ride your bike. Or drive for that matter. It's a beautiful drive along the Riverside Park to my right. And it's a prettier alternative to some of those avenues that we talked about, Amsterdam, Columbus, or Broadway. And very quiet. Not a whole lot of tourists back here, I'll tell you that much. Just because it's pretty far out of the way from any tourist attractions. The continuation here of Riverside Park to the right. Gonna carry on our journey down inwards a little bit on West End Avenue, which is right here. Quiet as can be. Gonna take a right here. It gets very residential all the way back towards the Hudson in this area. All of these buildings on either side of me, these big ones, are apartment buildings and condos, homes. All of these right here to my left. Massive, massive residential buildings. And the only thing to my right is the West Side Highway and the beautiful bike path that they've developed along the Hudson River, and then the Hudson. So we're as far to the west as you can possibly get right now in terms of residences. And they've built, really, I mean, all of these are fairly new. They've built a whole little village back here because you're so far west, you're really out of the way of a lot of the restaurants and bars and, you know, grocery stores, little markets, that sort of a thing. You're pretty far out of the way of all of that stuff. So they've built all of that back here relatively recently for the folks that live here. Very fancy new developments. These Waterline building, Waterline Square is what they're referred to as, these group of buildings to my right. Entirely glass facades. Back here in the summertime on this little lawn here, you know, it really is, it's like a whole village community because they're so far out of the way. They have events, they'll set up a screen, and this whole lawn will be filled with families and their kids, you know, watching a movie on the big screen right at the front. And this place will just be packed. Headed back out to West End Avenue. Gonna have a lot more traffic around here. Just crossed over 57th Street. This is a high traffic area coming off of the West Side Highway. So you're gonna have commuters who are coming in from New Jersey over the George Washington Bridge. Mainly, I would say, who would be cutting into the city to get to, their jobs, cutting into the city on 57th Street and making their way into Midtown. There's a nice park right here, DeWitt Park. Big, massive field that they have for softball and soccer and the like. Really nice Mercedes dealership if you are in the market for a new Mercedes. And we've just about arrived to our end point. We're now in Hell's Kitchen. Quick little ride today from the Upper West Side to the Waterline Square area of buildings and ending now in Hell's Kitchen. Thanks for joining on this morning NYC commute ride, and we will see you on the next one. There it is, peeps.